Hey everyone, hope everyone is doing well and welcome back to another video. So did some more block work today. It's been kind of my thing as of late, but worked up to some heavy block snatches, got up to 125. Did have some misses prior to that. I was hoping to do some powers. I tried to power 111 kilos, but I ended up missing that, and I think I kind of did like the full rep, but I just gave up on it. I don't know, it was weird. I felt it drifting forward a little bit, but I was just annoyed that I didn't power it, so I think I just wasn't mentally there for that first 111, but came back and made it. Not the cleanest rep, but for some reason decided to go up to 125 and took two cracks at it and missed it the first two times, but then made it on the third. I mean, it's more of just technical things that I was doing wrong with just not finishing properly and keeping myself tight when I'm at the bottom there. Then decided I was going to commit to doing some front squats, and that was the miss there, and doing some jerks from the blocks. So I wanted to do some cleans still, so I decided to do them. And this is the first miss, which I think this was just because it was too big of a jump and I was just too slow as I usually am. And then this one, I actually caught it, and then you see the right side just drift forward a little bit, and so I made that adjustment to really kind of flex my right arm, even though it's been my left arm that's been the issue. I've really worked out or really thought about that right arm. But then after that, did some cleans, threw a little overhead press there just for fun, but got up to 155 kilos and was relatively, wasn't easy, but it was definitely not a maximal lift. And if I had thrown my belt on, I think I definitely could have pushed a little bit above 160, which I think is my current best from this height of the blocks, which is rather surprising because I Clark it all the time when I'm doing cleans off blocks, because it's such an awkward position to do them from. But they went really well. Caught it with really good depth underneath there on that last clean, and then went on to some jerks in the blocks. That was the first time I've done jerks in the blocks in quite a while, and it's mostly because I hate setting these up. They're very heavy. They're all over the shelves and behind, or I guess in front of me, if you're looking where I'm standing. So they're already all situated, so they're hard to get out. They're heavy. They're awkward, and you can see if you look at the first block, the biggest one, how they bounce around. I have that piece of wood that's on the bottom block to help protect from some of the cracking that was happening, since I do use those bottom ones quite a bit, and since they're cheap ones from Titan Fitness doesn't make the most durable equipment, but they do make some nice equipment. That was a pretty neat transition there. I don't know how I did that. Sometimes I get the little nice transition on there and I don't really pay attention too much to that, but hopefully you don't hear too much of Breaking Bad in the background. My roommates are listening to that, but I think I have the microphone situated to where you won't hear that. This is rep with 102. I think I did it. Did I do a double there? It doesn't look like it. Maybe I did and I just cut it off, but I'm not really worried about that. It's only 102. Then went up to 134 there, and then took my first crack at 155, and then manned up a little bit and did it on the second one. Definitely got to work on that. The eccentric of the jerk dip, I definitely am not consistent with where I'm holding my elbows, so that's to work on there, and that's why it's good to do work from the blocks, to really isolate that motion, and you can kind of overload it much how you can for a lot of different motions and variations. I decided after that first set of front squats to just do a pause here at 170, and went pretty well. I was really focusing on like pushing the weight towards my right leg to keep my hips from shifting, and then I dropped back down to 70 kilos to do some not really fast reps. I was really focusing on keeping the weight on my right leg and really focusing on the pathway that my hips were taking to make sure that they were square and everything was moving correctly. It's hard to see, but I also put on some wrist straps, or some just normal straps, I guess lifting straps on, to kind of work on some of that wrist mobility, and it was very hard on my left wrist, which has been my bad one, but really good, I suppose, for the stretch of it. After that set, I took it off for this one just because it was actually like pretty uncomfortable to have it on there, for obvious reasons, because I'm bigger than I was when I actually used to be able to do that with front squats, but now that my upper body is mass, it's a bit harder to do that, and with any wrist pain it obviously becomes difficult. Then did another set of 10 here just to get a little pump in the quads and to again work on that the pathway of the hips to make sure everything is square there. Then did a light set of RDLs here, just another set of 10. And I did these without hook grip or straps just to get a little work on the hook grip. Didn't want to do too much of the RDLs just because my back, the last time I did that set of 10 clean RDLs earlier in the week, I got quite a big back pump, and that was from that and the squatting that I did. So was kind of avoiding that and just getting some light work in, but we'll see what I want to do tomorrow. I probably will do some sort of muscle snatches, and I did put all the blocks away, so most likely it won't be more block work because those things are very cumbersome to move. Thankfully they've held up over the years, but and it was actually good. I'm glad I got them all out today, as I saw one was getting a little not waterlogged, but had some water on it from just the nature of the shed and it not being completely watertight, although I have made some repairs or some patches to hopefully mitigate some of that. We'll see tomorrow when it's supposed to storm if it leaks any water in. Thankfully it's not like standing water. I think a lot of it's just humidity, and just because it's built into a hill, it's just going to have water that kind of seeps in or just gets in and condensation and stuff that just appear where they can. But we'll see. It seems like it's getting better, so hopefully that is the truth with that, and hopefully like that the condensation within the shed getting better. Hopefully my lifts continue to get better, but I feel like it was a pretty productive day. I had some more misses than I would have liked in general, but got some work in from the blocks and some front squats, which was kind of the big goal. So everything else was a big bonus, but that's going to be it for this one. I'll talk to you all in the next video, and I hope you all have a great day. Peace.